Hey superstars, welcome to the Get Rich Without Being a Bitch podcast, and I am your host Vanessa for this journey. We're going to be challenging some stereotypes, shattering glass ceilings, really looking at what it takes to live richly and to design a business that's going to support the life that you really want to be living. I'm going to be sharing lots of tips, tools, and strategies along the way, and I can't wait for you to join me on this journey. Hey superstars, welcome back to another episode of Get Rich Without Being a Bitch. And I'm going to give you a really important metric today. The number one metric that you need to be tracking if you want to be getting richer in your business and generating more revenue. Because frankly, that's where it's at, right? We want to be growing. So everybody talks about what should I be tracking? Well, frankly, let's back up a minute. Some people aren't even talking about what we should be tracking, and that's already a problem. But hopefully listening, you are, no, I probably need to track a few things. And when we talk about tracking in business, we often talk about that through the lens of KPIs, key performance indicators. How do we know that we're getting ahead? And again, there are so many things that you could be tracking. Right? Numbers of clients, numbers of social media posts, numbers of emails that are sent out, right? Numbers of new orders, right? All of these things. And I find that it's probably a question that gets overcomplicated. I have seen people trying to track so many different things. And like, this is it, we're going to track. And then we've got 27 things. And it's just so difficult, right? To keep that going. And frankly, probably get the data as well. But I think there's one really important metric in business that you can be tracking that will make the most difference. Because if you're listening to this podcast, which is about getting rich without being a bitch, which does mean about money and typically bringing in more revenue and profit into your business so that you can pay yourself more and be retaining more in your business, right? And having those healthy profit margins. The number one metric that will make the difference is tracking the amount of offers you make to work with you. And again, if you've got team, other people doing this, it's going to be measuring the amount of offers they make. Yes, this is sales. This is sales 101, but it is probably one of the areas where I see the biggest opportunity for improvement in small businesses is that, and particularly amongst women shy away from making offers. They're not proactive. They don't want to put themselves out there. They fear rejection, right? They secretly think that people are going to come to them. If people need help, they'll know where to find me. They'll knock on my door. They'll send me an email. They'll get on my calendar. But no, that's not the proactive way to grow your business. The proactive way to grow your business is for you to be making offers. And you need to be tracking how many of those you are actually making. I'm going to hazard a guess that if you were to look at your calendar and look at the amount of offers that you have made recently, the number is probably smaller than you would care to admit. Imagine if you were making twice the amount of offers that you are now. Imagine if it was 3 times. This is the place where the rubber hits the road, because making an offer, which is about asking for the business, or let's put it in different terms, letting somebody know that you can help them and that you want to help them and inviting them into that relationship with you, that is the only way that money actually comes into your business. It doesn't come in through marketing. Marketing is a way we tee things up and we educate our clients and we sort of warm them up. It's really through that sales conversation. And even when we have an effective sales conversation, we still need to make that invitation to work with us at the end, especially when we are sitting with or chatting with, right, an ideal prospect, what we call a perfect prospect, who you believe could be a champagne client for your business. So I want you to think about, what is it that stops you making an offer? Do you lack the language? I truly don't think we do. If we start to really unpack this, like, we make offers all day long, right? We make offers to our spouses, reach out to a girlfriend. We suggest things, hey, do you want to come over and do this? Like, these are making offers. They're invitations. We do it all day long. But how come all of a sudden we get weird about it when we have a perfect prospect in front of us? How come all of a sudden we think it's their responsibility? Well, if they really wanted to work with me, if they were really serious about doing this, they would take initiative. Well, guess what? If you were really serious about growing your business, you would be the one actually being proactive. That's really the truth of what's going on here. And you've got to get beyond your fear of rejection. Will you make offers to some people and they'll say no? Of course they will. That's life, right? Not everything works out perfectly. But when you start to make more offers and get more comfortable with it, you start to build the muscle around it, right? And the more you make, the more proficient you become at it, the more yeses, frankly, you're going to get. Here's the piece I want you to think about this as well, because tracking is the granular part of this. And yes, you do need to look at, if I was to look at your statistics, your data on how many offers you've made compared to your revenue goals, I know full well I'm going to see a massive gap because I see it the whole time. And this is the place that we work with our clients, right? To bridge that gap. You want to get to these revenue levels. How do we do that? Well, one of those places, one of the metrics for that is going to be actually making more offers and getting better at making more offers. Let's just quickly, though, unpack that. The things that get in the way are the stories that we tell ourselves. I don't want to intrude. I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be sleazy. All of these things. Again, if they really wanted help, they would come to me. It's about being proactive. It's the piece that you can control. You can control your making of offers. You can't control people coming to you. And that's the piece that makes the biggest difference. Now, sometimes we lack the language for this. We kind of get awkward. We're like, I don't know what to say. And I can give you scripts. I can give you tons of different ways to approach this. But I'm going to give you, frankly, one of my favorite ways is that when I am feeling, I've gone through my sales process with a perfect prospect, and right? Oftentimes we just know, we feel that synergy is there. They've got the right problems. They've got the right goals. We know that we can help them, right? It is our responsibility in that moment to make an offer. Otherwise, we're really doing a disservice to that person. It's like, you've got something amazing and you're going to keep it from them? Like, that's not about helping people. That's about projecting yourself from the fear of rejection, right? If you are serious about helping people, you've got to get over your fear of rejection. You seriously do have to. We all have to. But one of my favorite ways is to invite somebody in, is just to say, so shall we? When I've talked about how we can help them, what the program looks like, they're going through that thought process. It's just 2 words. Shall we? It's as simple as inviting somebody out for a walk. Shall we? Inviting somebody onto the dance floor. Shall we? How easy is that? And actually, one of my clients recently, she did share with me, she said, wow, the minute you said those 2 words, I knew. She said it was so simple, but she said those 2 words, I knew that it was now my responsibility to make a decision. She said it became very clear. And you just said, shall we? And said nothing else. And in that next moment, she said, let's do it. So I really want to encourage you, simplify. Simplify. You don't have to overcomplicate these things. It doesn't take a lot of fancy language, convincing, any of that. Simplify. Let's come back to where we started from. Start tracking the amount of times. The number one metric that will make a difference in your business. How many offers are you making to ideal clients to work with you? Start to increase that. It's a game changer. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. As always, leave a positive review. I want to hear from you. If you want help increasing your sales, revenue, working on that process, we are here to help you. Just reach out to us at businessgrowthacademy.com find me on socials, and we will find a time to chat. You definitely need some help, and we'll help you to get there quicker than if you do it alone. And please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode, and share this with a friend who could really benefit from listening.